guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the week number 10, the final week of our £10 10 week challenge. As you can see in front of me, I have a rather small selection of products. However, there is a kind of reason for this, and this is that bag. Anyway, first of all, guys, just to let you know, my last shop was done at Tesco's. And again, there was a certain things that have been done for a purchase for a specific reason. So, first ones, let's start with the elephant in the room, is the bunch of tea bags. Okay, so this is 440 tofu bags, and that was £5, which I thought was rather a good deal. You can compare and buy better branded or different branded tea bags. Literally alongside this, there were £16. So to me, £5 seemed to be a really good price. I'm not a tea drinker whatsoever. I do prefer to drink coffee. Of course, guys, we are talking about the estate chef scenario, and of course, if there's not enough coffee to go around and I still do not have the off-grid grinder, tea will be the way forward. So to me, tea is a tea. So of course, many people probably disagree, but guys, to be able to put something away for £5 for 440 tea bags, I thought they were super great. Right, next thing, okay? I was looking at those for ages in Tesco's. They are chicken and bacon flavoured stuffing bowls, okay? And they've been sitting on there since just after Christmas, okay? And I keep looking at them, but the price was still like £1.80 or something. But finally, okay, they reduced them to 66p. And this is pretty much very close price match to Lidl currently, okay? So, and of course, they're being the branded ones, they should be a little bit better. And again, the reason, guys, if you follow the channel, you know that I always strongly suggested people to stock up on breadcrumbs because they have flavorings, they have seasonings, and I appreciate, okay, it's not a meat substitute. However, it gives you bulkiness. I know at the same time, guys, you can dry your own bread and make your own breadcrumbs. However, something that's already made with a great flavor, I think, is a really good addition to your prepper's pantry. So I've got one of those. Next thing, okay, it's a bit out there, it's a bit, not say a bit weird, guys, but we are in the middle of winter and I used those things before. They are the hand warmers, okay, and they actually had them on clearance. They're at 50p for a pack of 2. They had one for the feet and one for the hands. I've chosen the ones for the hands because my hands always get cold. Anyway, I thought 50p, that was quite a good price. The date on those, guys, is like 2026, I believe I looked at, and I'm not sure whether those things actually ever expire or not. I don't know whether chemical, whatever the reaction is there, whether it makes them expire, but for 50p a piece, I thought it was a good addition. Next thing, guys, right, let's go with that one. I picked up some more of the distilled vinegar. Again, 35p for 568 millilitres. It's absolute bargain. And I have obviously the malt vinegar as well, but have a lot of, you can pick up, of course, the apple cider vinegar for more money, but 38p. I do have some big 5-litre vinegars you can buy from Amazon. However, I think it's a little bit more convenient. And again, if you're prepping on a budget, picking up little things as you go along, it's a good idea. So anyway, 35p, not 38p, 35p, so that's great. Right, another thing, guys, again, I picked up another one of those. Something keeps telling me just that I need to keep picking up some paracetamols or ibuprofens. So 39p for a 16 tablets, okay? And the last but not least, but it's another big part of the £10 budget went on, guys, is the multivitamins, okay? I've bought one of the other ones, the recent ones on the previous shop, and I found those actually in Tesco. So multivitamins and minerals, all right, so it's 20 tablets. They were £1.75 each. However, Tesco quite often do vitamins 3 for 2, so that's ended up costing me basically 2 of them. I paid for 2 and one was free, so basically it was £3.50, which is, again, I think it might sound like a lot, guys, but again, when we're desperate for a little bit of vitamins and minerals, if we can't get anything or grow anything outside, I think they're super important ones to have. So there we are, guys. Okay, so this is not a massive shop. However, now stick around, guys. What I'm gonna do, don't forget, this is the finale of our shopping 10-week finale. Make it sound a bit like, you know, a bit glamorous, but not. This is actually just the final episode, and I did promise you I'm going to show you all the 10 weeks worth of food I've been buying. I've been eagerly wanting to get rid of this from my spare room because they were just sitting in the bags and I could not repackage anything. I couldn't mail or anything because obviously the point is I wanted to show you how much we actually saved over our 10 weeks. So let me get everything out here and we'll see what we have. So guys, here we are. This is all I've managed to purchase over the space of 10 weeks. Just to let you know, my last weekly shop was £10.90, so it's kind of pushing £11 mark. However, after tallying up the whole 10 weeks, the total of the shops is £102.03. And I think, to be fair guys, that looks kind of fairly impressive. Just stepping back and looking at this is quite a good selection of foods. So guys, as I promised you in the beginning of the whole series, my idea was to show you that it is possible to prepare for a little every time. Be this £10 a week or £10 a month that you do it, depending on the budget. However, over the course of the time, it is possible to build up yourself a very good selection of food. And I tried to be as inclusive as possible in terms of having the whole varieties of foods and non-food items that we need to potentially survive months or so. So without further ado, I'm going to quickly just go through that if you haven't watched all of the episodes, but if you just maybe forgotten, I know it's been a long time. Anyway, but okay, over the space of 10 weeks, guys, we managed to have 5 kilos of spaghetti and half a kilo of penne. I know I did generally said that I will stick with the spaghetti because of the ease of storage. They take so much less space than any other kind of pasta, so I prefer this. So that's quite a lot of pasta, right? So we have 12 kilos of rice, which is amazing. I love rice, and I suggest that everybody to stock up on rice. Not, of course, not just rice alone. But we have 2.5 kilos of couscous, which is pretty much an instant. You just add on some hot water and you're able to consume it with extra spices or herbs or whatever, and you can make do if you're really hungry and the times are desperate. Here we have popcorn kernels, which is, again, it's really good sauce for you to chuck them on a fire, not on a fire, on the frying pan, to be able to have some snack, and they are good for you as well. Okay, we have here a shit coffee, and I have obviously the last big bag of tea bags, so that will kind of cover our beverages for the desperate times. Here we have the selection of proteins. Okay, so we've got some gammon, we have some chili con carne, we have some minced beef and peas, stewed steak, corned beef, big hot dog things. And here, guys, we have selection of beans in the tins that obviously don't require any boiling, and I've got a couple of tins of baked beans and sausages. Here we have flour, so we can make our own bread. You don't have to have yeast to be able to bake your own bread, so that covers that. I have some instant soups. Again, really good snack idea, guys, for desperate times where the electricity might not be available or at a premium. So again, hot water and you're done with a snack. Not huge amount of calories, but it is there to tie you over. Things here as well as a diversity in terms of having our carbs. We also have some potatoes, okay, the instant mashed potatoes, and I have some tin potatoes in the bottom there. Again, it gives us a variety. So we have our potatoes, rice and pasta, which is absolutely perfect. We also have a pack of instant noodles that could be, again, shared in the desperate times. And I have here, you might remember, there was the mug shot, which are the instant pasta as well. Again, for prepping off great time thing where the electricity might not be available. They are a great thing to have, along with dehydrating your own if you can. Okay, so here we have my little breadcrumbs. Again, like I mentioned in the last one, it is just a good thing to have. We have bleach for obvious reasons. I've got some green peas, which I picked up for 9p, if you remember on the previous video. We have some lentils, okay, red lentils here. So we do have plenty of rice and not green beans, but beans and lentils to make us a complete protein, which your body require. Okay, I've got some porridge oats here. I have a tin opener to be able to store away with my non-pull cord tins. Again, 60p was absolute bargain. Whilst I'm on this side, we have some kitchen foil. Again, absolute must for preppers for many reasons. We have a toothpaste, we have some batteries, we have some cotton buds, and we have a shower gel. On this side here, guys, right, I'll start with here. You might remember in the beginning, I did a haul on home bargains, but lighting fluid, £1.99, absolute bargain. And I picked up a few of those from Lidl at 50p, right? I haven't put them all out because there's no point, but Not quite the prepping item, but the fact was the deal was there and my budget was there, and it's something that I chose to buy anyway. 50 pence for Civ is really, really, really good. Right, so, excuse me, our tomato section here. So we have some 4 tins of tomatoes from Lidl with herbs. We have selection of tomato sauces, again from Lidl and Tesco's. Again, they were good price and a perfect thing to be able to have with your quick pasta. Even if you're not having any meat, it's something that will produce you basically a semi-tasting meal, okay? I also have the tomato puree, which you can make a passata with if you really, really have to. Just dilute this with a bit of hot water. I had tins of olives, as you might remember. Right here, we have some acid, so we have not literal acid, but we have distilled vinegar, and we have some lemon juice, which is again useful for many purposes, including obviously preserving and pickling your fruits and vegetables. Not fruits, vegetables, right? Here we have some oils, fats, so we have the coconut oil and a peanut oil. Again, absolute must to have fats, guys, for whatever long-term, medium-term storage fats, it's absolute must, especially the good fats, okay? If you haven't seen my video about the good fats, have a look. It tells you, I've gone through all the, basically, all the fats and telling you which one is the best one and the long-keeping one, so you know if you need to, okay? So here, okay, we're going about the medical stuff. We have some plasters and some bandages, not bandages, the self-adhesive dressings. We managed to pick up some lozenges. I've got some 3 packs of paracetamol tablets. And here we have, I think it's a very important one, like I mentioned, is we have 4 packets, 4 tubes of multivitamins and minerals, okay, from different brands. 20 tablets, we've got 4 packs of them, guys. Again, when the things are desperate outside, if you can't grow anything, or we are growing currently but not able to harvest, it's very important for your body to have vitamins, especially if we're malnourished in terms of the options of the stuff that we're consuming. Because don't get me wrong, guys, right? This is not like the tin meat is not a healthy selection. It's not something I choose to eat out of choice, to be fair. You know, I like my fresh fruits, vegetables and meat, but again, in the desperate times, you have to stock this up just to get you through. So having those tablets, I think, is super important. Right here, oh yeah, forgot to mention the hand warmers. Not particularly the super really needed prepping items, however, they were bargain and I think it's kind of handy. Breakfast time, we covered breakfast time, guys. We have porridges, we have 3 lots of porridge, and we have the easy oats as well, so they are just quick. You just add on some boiling water, let them sit. You don't really even have to microwave them, so that's a-okay. We have the sugary stuff because I haven't bought sugar. We have honey as a sweetener, and of course I've got some fruits. So we've got some figs and we've got some dates, pitted dates, because again I have 1 tin of fruit salad there, but I haven't really concentrated on buying a lot of fruit, but not in a tin, but we'll have them in a dry form. And the same thing goes for nuts. We've got some peanuts and we have some walnuts. Again, good fats in there, there's tons of calories in there. If you obviously just include them in part of your diet when things are a bit tougher, then again it'll help you build up the calories that you'll need to get you through the day. We've got some biscuits, again not a prepper must, but is a must if you have a child, unfortunately, because explaining to an adult that you can't have something is one thing. Not that you even have to explain this, because adults understand the situation. Having the children and explaining to a child why you can't have a biscuit or she can't have a biscuit because, you know, it's a tough things outside and you can't buy any, it's a little bit harder. So I think it's kind of important to have, unfortunately, sweets, chocolates stashed away for your kid, because explaining it might not go down that easy, okay? And you might remember one of my first 2 videos, I've got some of those puddings in a mug, okay? They're reduced to 50 pence. Again, not something that obviously it's for to be done in the microwave. However, again, it could be done in the alternative ways if, of course, we have no power. So that's, guys, that pretty much covers, okay, everything that, well, see, I've bought over the space of 10 weeks. And I honestly think that's pretty a-okay. Again, it just hopefully shows you, some of you who aren't sure, if you're just starting your prepping journey and however long that you want to, obviously, how quickly you want to prepare. But important point, guys, don't just end up buying like 50 kilos of 100 kilos of rice and nothing else. It's very, very important to have a selection of foods they need to get you through, especially if you don't have any sort of backup of anything altogether. So you have to consider obviously the personal hygiene, the brushing your teeth, that kind of thing. And of course as well, rice and pasta is great, but you do need your proteins. You do need to consider other things to bulk up your meals with. And I think that's kind of a good, it was my idea in the beginning of the whole series, guys, to kind of show you what you can build up and the variety of stuff you can have to get yourself and your family through for a little while. Don't forget, when things are a little bit tougher, your portion size, of course, will be much, much smaller. So you have to kind of ration your own food to make sure that you've got enough to go around for as long as possible. And I kind of think I'm happy with my selection. Of course, it could be totally different to the choices you might make, okay? But as I mentioned, the whole thing started, and because I'm spending obviously my own money doing this, I still have to somewhat tailor this to my level of preparedness and the things that I already have. Whether some of you might think actually it's probably better to spend your money protein-wise on tuna because it's cheaper and it will get you probably a little bit more of better things. However, I have a tuna fetish. I have a lot of tuna and I chose not to buy tuna in this instance. Whether for you, you might choose to replace some of those tins with something else. And I think when we are talking about the budgeting as well, it's super, super important to go through and check up and try to find things in the deal. I totally understand you might not have like a variety of supermarkets within the same vicinity, like luckily I have, but still, even if you shop at one supermarket, ask the people that work there. They could tell you certain times they do reduction, be it food or non-food items. And I always make a point every time I go, I check up the reduced hours, because there's a lot of deals out there if you're kind of there in the right place and the right time. So there we have it, guys. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. I do hope it's going to help at least some of you to kind of get your head around and think what it is that potentially you'll need to get you prepping. If you have any questions, please comment below. If you have any other ideas of any other like challenges, I know I really hate to use this word because it's not a joke. The whole situation is not a joke, but it's challenge, let's call it. It is a challenge from the financial point of view because things are getting tougher, and it is a challenge now to get things at the decent price and to get back for your money, basically. So this is what I call a challenge, not, you know, piss-takey challengey. So if you have any ideas, maybe a smaller budget, maybe something else, please comment down below. At the same time, please don't forget to thumbs up, help the channel obviously grow. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.